Good evening, Rust enjoyers, or good morning. It's a bit late. Well, I mean, I've been up. I've been yapping. Chat, feel free to say hello to YouTube. So I'm currently on stream right now, and with the recent Rust Tour, not a massive one. With the previous week, that was massive. Rust rotation seems to not have got many viewers. That's fine. It's expected that we're probably going to have a bit of a declining bit of interest. Kids are expected to go back to school soon. It is now the end of August. Next week it will be September. And I do believe kids across the world will now go back to education, back to school. And this is something we've been concerned about. But it's not the end of the world. It's a routine thing. I always talk about the autumn fall seasonal dip. In fact, I've been talking about it for quite some time. This is me back in 2023. So I thought maybe after, keeping track of all of the summer, how, initially I was very optimistic. We had a few problems here and there. We saw things kind of fix itself, found out about some other things. I thought, you know what? I should probably wrap this up. Talk about how everything went. And of course, talk about my prospects for the future. So, okay, fair enough. The final video going over the summer of 2025. Let's get started though. The first 24 hours of sales with the Rust Tour right here. So quite an interesting thing to bring up. The Sinotype collection. I believe since the last video, I don't think we actually mentioned that or even saw that happen, actually being released. So Sinotype hype has been pretty good for the summer. We didn't see a storage collection in 3 years, but there we go. But the funny thing is, last week we had the big Rust Tour. We had the very surprising complete the sets. I didn't even know that was going to happen. They didn't have a Sinotype box in it. And unfortunately, a lot of people panicked. They thought, oh no, it's the end. And they started selling their Sinotype large boxes, all the previous ones. When this Rust Tour rolls in with a brand new Sinotype, oh look, there you go. Suddenly everybody's feeling relaxed and then the price goes back up on all of them. Pretty silly. Anyway, first 24 hours of sales with this large box here, the closed box. Initially, when I did my predictions video, I was a bit concerned with the amount of sales it had, but it did look like it calmed down, slowed down. 19,500 subscribers in the first 24 hours. That's okay. That doesn't look like it's going to be the highest selling Sinotype box, but it still looks like it's going to do at least 40,000 subscribers. Looking at the Black Ops bow right here, well, yes, it has some transparency. I have made a short video showcasing it, but I was on top of a mountain, on top of a hill. People were right to say, you know what, Hedge, as much as you can sit there and say transparency might not be super useful as it only shows the sky, what if you're at the bottom of a mountain looking upwards? It would probably give you a little bit more. Although I'm still somewhat convinced the sale's a little bit too much, I don't think it's going to work out nicely. It's not the only transparent bow we have. Construction bow, for example. So, okay, alright, fair enough. The other skins here, though, selling quite tamely. Not too bad. I'm not sure if we're going to see another wooden double door next week. Of course, in September. The focused item will be the M39. Does that start next week? Or will we still see another wooden double door and get 4 wooden double door skins in a row like we did with the salvage dice pick? And as we go through October and December, will there still be a focused item, especially as we go through, the Halloween Rust Tours and the Christmas Rust Tours? Will a special item be chosen for that? Ooh, we'll have to keep an eye out for that then, won't we? So, okay, cool. Perfectly fine Rust Tour. It's nice to have a bit of a breather after a very big Rust Tour the previous week. But do keep in mind, next week, it's going to be the September Force Wipe. The September update, we might not see that many sales because, again, next week, we should expect an early Rust rotation. So let's now hop over and talk about the commits. The summer has been quite all right, but one thing I've noticed is we haven't had like a super huge, massive update. We actually had it, of course, for May, and you can easily see it. With the May update, we had the introduction of the jungle. And a lot of people turned up for that. A lot of people were very curious. They enjoyed themselves. People are now used to it. People like the jungle. Well, you can talk about your own opinion there if you want. Comment below. But with June and July and August, we didn't really have that much. The only big update we have left now is the naval update. And I'm very much looking forward to it. And the timing of it actually might be very, very, very helpful. Because now, as the summer wraps up, kids are expected to go back to school, less people playing, Rust. We are now concerned, of course, that prices are going to drop off now. During this summer, Everything worked out quite nicely initially. The beginning of June, a lot of people turned up. Prices rose up very nicely. But then we had a dip in the second half of June as we entered into July. But then at the end of July, things picked up. I have actually noticed a lot of skins have picked up quite nicely and reached their all-time high prices in August. I'll talk more about that in a bit. With what we have here, I was honestly hoping that we'd see like 120,000 average people playing again in the summer. To my surprise, whilst we still had over 100,000, which was nice to see, it wasn't as good compared to post-Christmas. I think that's something I'm just going to have to accept from here and now. I did manage to make quite a lot of sales over the past few months, but definitely not as much as I did in January. When I make a sale, I normally make a sale and I know I'm going to make a lovely bit of profit. I'm very happy with the amount of profit I'm walking away with. With January, I'm always super happy to sell skins. But with the summer, and as I said, we had a bit of a dip during June, I was a bit concerned. I was like, well, I thought I could sell it for a bit more. Maybe I'd just hold on to it. It's a horrible crux. Owning a lot of skins and having the thought of, well, if I just hold on to it for a bit longer, I could probably sell it for a bit more profit. And that's how you end up hoarding tons of skins. Trust me, it's a problem. It's a problem. You might laugh and say, oh, I could easily sell all of them. Well, I'm more experienced. I know better. I'm joking. Anyway. So, it is expected now, as we enter what I call the autumn-fall seasonal dip. And I know it's not autumn for everybody, but for me it is. September, October, November. Last year is the perfect example. These 3 months here, August, July, June, average player count over 90,000. Last year was very good. Lots of skins reached new all-time high prices. Lovely stuff. September rolls in and we lose about almost a quarter of the people playing. Where did around 14 to 15,000 people go? They went back to school. Oh dear. However, October rolls in last year. We had the world update. Massive update, massive upgrade to all the landscapes and the outside areas of Rust. Yes. Awesome looking cliffs. Strange looking rocks in the ocean and water and whatnot. You've seen it. You've seen the gorges and whatnot. It's awesome. A lot of people turned up and we had strong momentum towards the end of the year. Almost 90,000, 95,000, 112,000. And then when we rolled into January time, when we rolled into January 2025, record-breaking amount of people played. Awesome stuff. Everything is lining up again. It looks like that's going to happen all over again. Last year, whilst prices did go down during October, it's usually the beginning of October when most skins will reach a new low point, a low price point. After that, because a lot of people around, prices kind of start going up quite nicely pretty quickly. Of course, we're also expecting Halloween and Christmas. Halloween isn't usually all that, but for the items, they tend to go up in price quite nicely. But for Christmas, with all the Christmas skins, oh, that's definitely a nice thing to look forward to. Christmas skins are always usually very, very in demand during November and December. I might have started a little bit too quickly talking about what we expect for the future. We should sit here now and talk about the progress. But do keep in mind, by default, you should look at your inventories and make considerations if you want to make some sales now. Prices are still looking pretty good, as I've already pointed out. A portion of the player count is expected to stop playing as much. They've got to go do homework and study for exams. Sorry to say, but yeah, you have to respect that this happens every single year. And as I pointed out, I've made videos in the past talking about this. You can see the exact same thing happening here. 80,000 plus for August 2022, and it drops off to about 70,000. That's in 2022. This is me making a video talking about it in 2023. Last year, I talked about it. I talked about how most skins will reach a new low point as we go through October. I've said it many, many times. I say it many, many times in the videos I talk about. So, hopefully it's in your head now. Hope you're prepared. I try my best to inform you and help you out and make sure that you make sweet, delicious profit and also have many skins that you enjoy, for a good price. By default, you could sell your skins now, wait it out for another month or so. Early October, jump back in, pick them up for a cheaper price. For the older skins, it's very easy to see the past. It's very easy to see if there was a pretty bad, drop in price during the course of September, October, November. So we hop back over to here. And now let's talk about certain skins on the Steam market And immediately we see Desert Raiders hoodie on the front page. Now this is great. This is a great start, because I did bring this up a good few months back, talking about the Desert Raiders collection. Whiteout, Forest Raiders, Desert, Snow Biome, Desert Biome, Forest Biome. I probably got that the wrong way around. Anyway, I don't think many people have noticed that Desert Raiders has only gotten more and more and more expensive. Like, I know a lot of people like to focus Whiteout, Forest Raiders with jungle and forest areas. But Desert Raiders is just, boom, it is just gone up and up and up and up. Just the tier 3, it's like over $130 now for both pieces. It is ridiculous. But yeah, look at the past year. Look at the climb we have had literally in a year. But as I mentioned, in-demand skins that have been around for quite some time, you definitely have a lot to work with. Last year, around August, this reached its all-time high price, and then it dipped. But how low did it go? It only lost about 20% of its value. Still a good time to pick it up for a cheaper price, that's for sure. But from then on, it just went up higher and higher and higher and higher. So, yeah, you've got to be a little bit more aware of these types of situations for in-demand skins, such as camouflage. But now, let me just quickly showcase to you. On SCMM, Desert Raiders collection, look at this. This climbed up ever so nicely. Excluding the weapons, so you're probably looking at about... that's probably about $12, about $15, $16. Yeah, all of this is about $300. And it was more expensive like a good week or two or so ago. How did that happen? As I said, it's been slowly creeping up whilst other people focusing all the other skins. So here's the face mask, $72. You get that one sale out the way, $80. That one right there, that one listing is a straggler. Oh my goodness, where did that... How? And you know what, the silly thing is, I've mentioned it many times, Sand Rhino. You could just remove the tier 3 from Desert Raiders by Sand Rhino instead. The colour of it matches perfectly with Desert Raiders. You'll save $120 now. But yeah, it is at an all-time high price right now. A lot of skins actually worked out quite nicely in August 2025. So if I were to just quickly showcase to you, if that's about $80, how is Sand Rhino? And let me tell you, go look up my videos. Go look up where I've showcased pairing up Sand Rhino with Desert Raiders. It's seamless. It easily slots in. That is only $6. Yeah, you look a bit goofy, but from a distance, it's light brown regardless. I honestly thought that was going to go up higher in price this year. Not so much. Perhaps not enough people are aware of it. This actually peaked late April. Guess there's a lot of hype beforehand. All right then, fair enough. So yeah, that has taken me kind of by surprise. This didn't peak during the summer. Right then, well, let's hop back over to here. I've got some other skins to talk about. So we mentioned you. Why don't we go and talk about Island Assault Team? Island Assault Team. This is a recent collection that we've had slowly building up during the summer. It just went boom. It just kicked off like during the time period where we were hoping to see Tire Tier 3. We got Island Assault Tier 3 instead, and Bone Forged. Anyway, Island Assault actually managed to turn into a full complete collection. We are still awaiting the jacket. I would like to see it. But with this collection, because it really built up, like a lot of people jumped onto it, a lot of people talking great things about it. Like the Tier 3 spiked in demand, spiked in price before you even saw the first collection continuation. Anyway, we've discussed this already, and I have to mention it again. Island Assault, we just kept seeing higher and higher amounts of sales. Tier 3 had about, 19, 20,000 subscribers. Boots and Gloves, 18 to 20,000 subscribers. The Hoodie and Pants came out, and that did 27 to 28,000 subscribers. There's a lot more of these compared to these. But the saving grace for it was the fact that we got the Tier 2 literally the very next week. That instantly went up in price. So we were seeing the chest plate. This was going up to, how much? Oh, that went up to about $30 plus at one point. Face mask was following suit between, $20 to $25. But after the Tier 2, the second we saw the backpack, it dropped off. Now, we're fully well aware, Tier 2 did sell quite a lot. Tier 2 did between 34 to 37,000 subscribers. And yet, even though I acknowledged that this had a bit, bit ridiculous sales, I could see the risk and I still jumped onto the kilt. I bought like 200 of these. In fact, I could quickly show you right now. Island. So I got a bunch of boots and I have 200 kilts. This account couldn't do any more buy orders. I was more than happy to go buy some things, and I thought long term, I could see this working out nicely. If there's a lot of interest in the collection, it doesn't matter. I just thought, post-Christmas, you should expect it to rebound and work out nicely. The skin creator himself has said that he doesn't intend to return to it. He quite literally asked people, hey, I want to know what you want me to see make next. Because he only wants to do like clothing, armor, and then a jacket. If we go to the collection page, its discussion section, Mr. Uncle made this himself. He asked people what you'd like to see. He's taken notes, and he is expected to return towards the end of this year. I quite literally told him, if you have a lovely batch of skins ready for January Force Wipe when lots of people turn up, and let me remind you, January Force Wipe for 2026 is the 1st of January. The 1st of January, oh my. We are expecting a lot of people to turn up. The Americans, they might be a little bit hungover. Anyway, so there's some good prospects there. So as long as the collection remains fairly in demand, that should recover. I did say it was a risk. I've had some people turn up to me and say, Hedge, you said it was going to go up in price. Yeah, long term. There was risks. Unfortunately, I've met a guy who only had so much funds and he bought 50 of the kilts. Please, please listen to my words. I don't say definitives. I talk about prospects. I talk about, many, many problems. I'll talk about risk. But don't go all in on one thing. Please don't do that. That's a very bad idea. So new things that have come out in the summer, there's definitely a lot of, potential. But even then, it's expected that they are expected to drop off. Maybe worse so as we go through September, October, November. Speaking of, let's refresh. I bet Heatseeker is going to appear on the front page now. No. Okay, what about page 2? No. Oh, there you go. MP5 and the SAR. Let's go, showcase both of these. So this has phenomenal, transparency. Like, the amount of transparency you get, the amount of extra vision you get, wonderful. We're definitely not going to complain about that. But we can complain about the amount of sales it got and the amount of listings we have here. Yeah. So this did, 65,000 subscribers? And let me tell you, there's a very good easy estimate to say there's over 100,000 of these that were actually bought. Lots of people do buy in thousands. This did rise up in price somewhat recently, but it went back down again. So whilst this did go above $3 for a while, it did go back down to about $2.50. I will say this. So as long as we do not see a Twitch drop or another skin being accepted, another MP5 with the same amount of transparency, this will eventually go up and end up being a very nice positive. It might take a while. It might only go up to about $4 the next time, post-Christmas 2026. But that still will be profit. And then, we will have another Easter dip. Yep. February, March, April. Inevitably, skins will go back down again. And, of course, next summer, 2026, things are expected to go back up again. You'll realise that everything's fairly routine. Keeps on happening all the time. And that's why it's so easy for me to go back to the past and showcase videos where I talk about the exact same thing. I warned people back then. I hope it worked out for them. But yeah, it's a routine thing that just keeps on happening all the time. So with every brand new skin that we see, just remember that. Yeah, we might see continuations and certain things might balloon out of control, like Island Assault. But most of the time, skins just follow the pattern and, well, yeah, you get the idea. So anyway, hopping back over to here. Looking at the Heatseeker MP5, honestly, if you bought a bunch now, or in September or October, you've already bought this for cheaper. But long term, some point next year, or the year after that, do not be surprised if this ends up being some pretty sweet profit. This is definitely something to keep an eye out for. Now, do you remember with the Heatseeker SAR, when we saw the Twitch drop, it went down in price, didn't it? Yes, it did. I managed to sell mine for $8 each. If I could just show you the timeline of events. So it came out, and then like a month later, we had Sillifer's Twitch drop with the Bill and free batch of Twitch drops. Yeah. This went all the way down to about $4. But then it recovered. So as long as there is demand, things do eventually recover. And that's why we moved on from here, from Island Assault. Will both of these skins likely get cheaper? I wouldn't doubt it. During September, October, November, when we see less people playing, might not last forever again because naval update, you'll see more people trying to sell rather than buy, and that's what leads to prices going down. It doesn't last forever. Routine thing that we've seen happen many times in the past. So if you're prepared for it, you should be all right. If you've been slowly building up your profits, if you've been making some sales during the summer, you've got like accounts with a lot of money to spend, early October, late September is your best bet, right? giving you the hints. Right, just mentioned some pretty cool looking skins right there. There's definitely some nice long-term prospects. So, you could also consider looking at the camouflage skins. Back to Whiteout. Snow camouflage has gotten pretty ridiculous recently. Oh yes, it's been building up more and more. So much so that some of the, you know, like the regular drops you get every now and then. You know, you'll play Rust, and then like a month or two later, like you'll just randomly get gifted like a beanie hat. Like here, show me. Let me show you this. Forest camo pants, green beanie. Now let's go by price, cheapest price. That's easier. All right, so that's the most expensive. Wrong way round, Hedge. There we go. Let's just go this way then. So you know about like the blue t-shirts, the blue beanie hats, the red jackets, the green caps. You get the idea. Well, some of the skins you can get is snow camo. For example, snow camo jacket and the pants. But we'll talk about the jacket more specifically. Recently, we just had the camouflage jacket being accepted. It's white, it's black, it's got a bit of pink. I thought that was I thought this was cheaper. I thought this was cheaper than that jacket, but no. This has actually been pushing up to $3 almost this year. If I could just show you its timeline of events, you will see that it's slowly been creeping up more and more and more because we don't have that many options for affordable white jackets. Snow camouflage. Now, I've actually incorporated this into a couple short videos to showcase like some very cheap snow camouflage sets that you can, you know, consider using. $18 and $10. Yep. That right now is $2.50. Next year, I wouldn't be surprised if it goes up another $1. Like, the difference we've seen in over a year, let's just see this. So, peak price back in the summer, this was selling for about $1.30. What? Yeah. We get random batches of these being added to the game, and yet still it keeps on going up in price. It's madness, isn't it? Until we see a nice white jacket come out, I think this is always just going to keep slowly going up in price more and more and more. It's a consideration for you, yeah. Now, I could point out No Mercy jacket. Why would I want to do that? What, Hedge, why are you showing the No Mercy jacket? Have you seen the price? Have you seen the price of the No Mercy jacket? Right now, it is sitting there at $51. When that sells, $53, $54. Madness. Absolute madness. Look at this. Look at it. I've actually managed to buy one in the past. God, if only I managed to hold on to it. But yeah, look at that. It's just been going... Lots of skins have peaked in August this year. And I definitely gave you the heads up in regards to that. I definitely pointed that out. You know, back over to here. I definitely made mention of it. July and August. So, yeah, it's ridiculous. But things are just going wild. So back over to Whiteout Kilt. $27. Has it reached a new all-time high price? Yes, it has. What's the expectation now? Older skins, you can see the past. Let me tell you, last year, Whiteout was in demand. The year before that, yes, it was also in demand. It's been around for a very long time, and you can easily see what happens when we, approach October. Last year, it reached a price of just under $20, and then it goes down to about, what, $13, $14 here? So, that isn't a massive drop, but it still might be interesting for you, the potential purchaser. Like, if you have not bought yourself some Whiteout now, fair enough. It is smarter to wait out to October. You can pick up a lot of things for much cheaper, although it might not be that much. Also, let's just point out, I did mention a little bit earlier, the, Easter dip. This past January Force Wipe, we saw this go all the way up to about, what, $23, $24? By around February time, it went back down to about $18. You should expect some drops in price for some valuable skins as well. But then it rose back up again. And now here we are. It's doing pretty good. So, just giving you the heads up. Things like this, they do routinely go up and down, up and down. And if you strike it right, when it's at its lowest, when it's down, you'll walk away with some potential sweet, delicious profit if you can wait out for the next good time. Now, of course, with Whiteout, not really having that much, not having that many competitors, it's worked out very nicely. But we do have some other things that you can look at, such as Thundergold. Thundergold Kilt, that has been doing very nicely ever since it came out. And again, we don't have many options for white kilts. I don't think it's actually reached an all-time high price yet. Actually, no, it has. Oh, yes, it has. It just did it not too long ago. Just under $10. Just under $10 about a week or two ago. Yeah, it even beat January time. Wow, okay, well then. If, Whiteout keeps going up in price more and more and more and more, Don't be surprised if people look for other options. Thundergold in itself, though, is a perfectly fine, awesome looking set. So, yeah, even other sets that are fairly recent have been working out very, very, very nicely. Where's my hoodie and pants? Seriously, though, I would love to have some Thundergold hoodie and pants. Okay. One can dream. There's the Island Assault Team chest plate. Unfortunately, slowly going down. Had a very nice big hype moment, but it's been trending downwards. Unfortunately, you can expect this to probably reach even lower prices. But at some point, it can't go any lower, right? And if we are expecting more in the future, and hopefully we do see it being accepted. I mean, I'm expecting weapons for Island Assault. If you can make, put an effort in to find out if more things are coming out for certain collections in the future, well then, you might be able to get in at just the right time, and hopefully we'll create some sweet, delicious profit. So, alright, I've kept you informed in regards to that. Sinotype, I've mentioned this already. Let me quickly make a little tab. Let's just go over to calendars. Calendar. Last year we had 3 weeks of Halloween rush stores, didn't we? Yeah. I have... oh, why is this so high up? Alright, thank you. I've been keeping tabs on this. So, how many rush stores until we potentially see Halloween rush stores? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 maybe? Or 7? Not sure. If I could just quickly navigate, let's go to the past. 2024, October time. We had 1, 2, then 3, 4, 5 rush stores. And oh wow, okay, I wasn't aware of that. But yeah, October 18, October 24. Okay, that's actually October 17, October 24, and October 31st. If it's going to happen again, we probably might only see another 7 Sinotype skins. I hope the visual makes sense. Basically, October 9 is expected to be the last normal rush store. Then it's 3 weeks of Halloween. Then it's November, and then potentially we might have 3 weeks of Christmas. By the way, Christmas rush store quite literally on Christmas. Well then, maybe it happened just after. We'll see. We'll see. So okay, at least you are aware of that. Lots of interesting things that potentially around the corner. But September, we're not really expecting much. The only thing, as I said, decorative lighting DLC. That's it, really. Not much else. I did mention how we haven't had any super huge things coming out in this summer. But the player counts have still been good. But when we see this naval update, floating cities, deep sea oceans, all the boats, pirate ships, boat bases, I think a lot of people are going to be super hyped up for it, and I think a lot of people will be turning up for it. We very likely will see the exact same thing we saw last year. Loads of people turned up for October because the world update looked wonderful. And November started off very nicely, December was phenomenal, and January was perfection. We want to see that happen all over again, and everything is aligning perfectly. The only concerning thing, as I said, is, Force Wipe is expected to be on the 1st of January. Oh, goodness. Oh, no. So, Europeans, you should be right. Americans, try your best. So, anyway, cool. That's quite a lot of yapping. And now, you have to go ahead and look at your inventories. You have to make considerations. If you're a bit worried about certain skins, it couldn't hurt to sell now, but do be aware of potential collection continuations and whatnot. Do not jump out too early. So yeah, I've got a lot of skins. I've got tons of things to look at. I could consider, let's just go over to here. I could consider selling my Christmas lights. They've just, reached a new all-time high price. I've got plenty to look at in the past. So right now it's $195. However, it actually peaked last week at about $210. And if I could just see the past, look at all these years, if I could look at, I don't know, October time, there is a bit of a dip, but it's not that low, is it? Well then, actually, last year, around September time, it was about $190. And then over to here, it goes as low as about $140. So even things such as this, older, more pricey skins, you can still see some dips. So you've got to look around. For the older skins, you've got plenty to work with, learn from the past, and yeah, cool. And so with that, I should now talk about the prospects of Halloween. I'm not sure if we're going to get any brand new items this year, but I am expecting the return of the Dracula cape and the pumpkins and all that. Pumpkins have been around for a while now. They get super cheap at the beginning of the year. Once Halloween has, come and gone, nobody really cares for them. But they start caring for them now because we're getting closer to Halloween. Look at this. Yep, it keeps on happening. It drops really, really down bad, but it always bumps back up, in anticipation for Halloween. So this is definitely something for you to consider. Maybe around December or January time. Pick them up for about 80 cents, each, maybe even cheaper. And just hold on. Just hold on. Wait until September or October. Sell them then. You'll probably triple your money. It's that easy. Now, only 9 have sold. But if you wait till October, I'm pretty sure you'll probably be able to sell maybe 50 a day. Maybe more. Just don't unload everything all at once. Sell them in small batches. Ride the wave of momentum. And yeah. But as I mentioned, last year for Halloween, we did see... Oh, I've got to go to next week. Part 2, please. Week 2, I mean. Dracula Cape. How much did you sell for? $6. You have recovered. People are anticipating a lovely, lovely return. Is it going to return at $6? I have doubts. If you happen to own some of these, maybe you might want to consider selling now. Wouldn't be too bad of an idea. In fact, I'm actually having to consider that now, actually. Again, small batches. Don't sell everything all at once. I actually had a whole bunch of mummy wraps. That's definitely another thing I'll be doing. You buy mummy wraps, maybe about 100 of them, when they appear in the Rust store again. Hold on to them until summer of next year. Sell them, you basically double your money. It's that easy. Sold for $6. Right now, this is selling for $11 at the moment. Now, you might notice, Hedge, how come you're only talking about the items? The things that Face Punch make? Because that's honestly the only way to make a profit out of Halloween. I say this all the time. The skins, they don't seem to be appreciated that much. But the items, oh yes, they do. So, okay, fair enough. For your consideration, if you put some money aside, let me tell you, profit's been great. You pick them up. You could try and do a barter as well, but then again, loads of people have barters around like $4 and slightly above. Pick them up in the store, wait it out, wait until maybe June, July time. Again, maybe even August, which right now it has peaked at this year. Yeah, you'll walk away with some easy money. It's really easy to do. So yeah, you just got to spend a lot of money. Okay, that's a bit awkward. So yeah, unfortunately, look at these Halloween skins. Not all of them are doing okay. Wooden double door, you worked out because we just don't get that many wooden double doors until now. But yeah, oh dear, they are down pretty bad. But if we do see collection continuations for the clothing, let me tell you, I think a lot of people will be jumping back off, back onto them. Pumpkin collection, for example, we got tier 2, hoodie and pants. Will we see tier 3? I'm anticipating it. So okay, cool. With that said, it's nice to look forward to some Halloween items. But now, I think we should talk about Christmas. I've walked into a supermarket, right? And they put up some things for Halloween already, chocolate and whatnot. That's fine. We're kind of close to Halloween. Just a bit next to it, they've already put out Christmas chocolate. It's August. Anyway, how are you doing? Let's go talk about Christmas skins. More specifically, I'm going to talk about the skins that we got last year. You can also look at older ones as well. It's up to you, but you're going to have to put the effort in. So last year, we got a lovely batch of Christmas skins. Take, for example, Christmas Miracle Door. Sold for $2.49. Christmas Anime Girl Door. Lovely stuff. Now, hang on a minute. Didn't that get super cheap after Christmas? I told you. It'd happen. Happens all the time. Everything is so routine with Rust skins. If you learn it, if you understand it, you can make some sweet, delicious profit. That is not stopping at $1.88. Oh, no. And also, the prospect of seeing a double door, 2 anime girls, oh my, possibilities. Or a gadget door, you get the idea. More of it. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. All right? Will Face Punch accept it? We'll see. But look at the sales history. Look and see what happened. A nice, slow, gradual climb. And once we hit around November time, that'll probably start going up a little bit more. This very easily could go up to $3. Again, collection continuation will definitely have a nice impact on it. Every year, look at the skins around March time. This got as low as about 90 cents. It's already doubled in price. Christmas skins, people want. Halloween skins, not so much. So, yeah. This is madness. But then, if I could also showcase to you the double door, we have loads of sheet metal double doors, right? Last year we got a lot. This year we got quite a lot of Twitch drops. It's a bit concerning. Anyway. Last year, we got tons of them. But every single non-holiday skin worked out perfectly fine. At the end of the year, they were kind of struggling a little bit. By the summertime this year, they were all in the green. but not the Halloween ones, not the Christmas one. However, look at the Christmas one now. Oh, hang on a second. Hang on a second. Oh, I thought I had the link, sorry. So, wait one sec. There we go. There we go. Lovely stuff. There we are. Perfect. This is now only sitting here with 35 listings, $2.55. Bard is slowly building up. Christmas is just around the corner, and that can go so much higher. Christmas anticipation is going to kick into, it's going to shift into a higher gear very soon. All right. Once Halloween's over with, boom, everyone's jumping onto it. So, if you also have some summer sale profit, maybe Christmas could be a good shout. Don't invest all into one thing, please. Please, please. But you can easily navigate to the past. You could go on SCMM, use the time notch here in the top right, go to 2024, look at Christmas then. You could go to 2023. You could go to 2022. You've got so much options. I don't know if you could go all the way back with Skinlytics. Oh, yes, you can. They need a thing where you can quickly switch back to the past. You can do that with Rust help. So let me just refresh. You've got the little drag thing here, little slider, drag that. You can easily go all the way back to the past. You could go all the way back 10 years ago. Yeah, wow. But don't go that far back. Just look at last year and the year before that. Maybe a year before that. It's up to you. But you've got a lot of skins to look at right now. Some of them have only slightly gone up in price. But then again, we're not literally just around the corner to Christmas. But some have definitely worked out quite nicely already. Snowman Backpack. I've got to talk about you. So you appeared just around the time when, backpack skins first became reality. Remember, November 2024. So this was the first holiday backpack we saw, and I was very unsure how to approach it. So I just did a low price buy order. That worked out beautifully. I have about 55 of these. Can I just quickly confirm that? Snowman. This isn't the right account. Backpack. Where am I going? I don't think this is the account that owns them. No, this isn't the one. But you can see I've got other Christmas backpacks here as well. Just know I do own a batch of them. And if I could quickly go back over to here, just under $2 at the moment, only 25 listings. Barter's working out very nicely and improving. Scroll, 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 scroll. And if we could just look over to here, at its lowest, oh look, beginning of March, $1. I bought a bunch of these, and I'm very happy. Things are moving ever so nicely. So, I know this was supposed to be like a summer talk sort of video, but I am talking about the things you can do with your profits right now for your consideration, all right? But when actual Christmas rush stores appear, and if we do see collection continuations, that'll be probably a very good time to see some spikes in demand, spikes in price for certain skins. So maybe you're better off waiting a little bit more. It's up to you. It's up to you. So yeah, I hope the summer was good to you. It wasn't the best. I will definitely say that. I honestly was expecting much bigger player counts and whatnot, average player counts for the month. I was expecting much better peak player counts as well, but I can't complain. I only filled up 2 accounts. When it was January, I was rolling in the money. I was rolling in the profit. It was wonderful, but I'm not going to complain. I got what I did. I'm partly to blame because I'm still unsure whether to sell certain skins. It's a curse. Anyway, expect to drop off with September. Routine. But October, will it happen? Is that when we'll see the release of the naval update, or November? Either one. I'm fine with that. It's good. But yeah, I'm very much looking forward to it, and I'm sure you are too. So that is a wrap. That is basically everything that needs to be said. I hope these videos were nice and insightful. They did get quite a lot of views. The progress, the positivity, the silliness, the madness. But it's happened before. We are prepared, and I hope you are now as well. And so that seems to be done. I only went on for about 40 minutes. Good job, Hedge. But it was a nice, wrap up and whatnot. So keep an eye out on the workshop for new skins. I think if I go look over to here right now, oh, there's the Twitch drop. Twitch drop submission. Let me clarify. I of course showcased my idea for a Twitch drop. Version 1 is definitely the winner. A lot more people vouched for version 1. So I've showcased this in my recent Rust rotation video. I will have a short video for it as well, don't you worry. But yeah, that has definitely won in terms of what people like to see. And we'll see, alright guys? Will it actually be accepted as a Twitch drop in the future? I can only hope you like it, you appreciate it, you actually want it. I got a pretty good picture right there of it. Yeah, look at that. Lovely stuff. Thank you once again to Mr. Milho Frito, and thank you very much to all the people who've supported me. Thank you so much. I know I yap a lot, but I do hope all the words I've said actually get into your head and you learn things. You know how to approach things. You don't get scared. What's the moral of today? Don't invest everything into one thing. But also, learn the routine. Summertime, good. Autumn time, not so good. Christmas time, good. Easter time, not so good. More specifically, because of, again, these seasonal, mentions you're saying, Hedge, it's not everybody. Okay. I could go on steamcharts.com, look up, Rust, and you could just see where all the green is and where all the red is. When it's red, usually indicates when things go a little bit bad. So, January, actually no, let's go for 2024. January kicks off, really nice. That drops off in February, March and April, picks up around May, June, July, August tends to be quite alright, but it slowly goes down with the peak in the summer. Then, unfortunately, usually drops off around when we approach September, October, November. Last year was an anomaly though. Hopefully it happens again. And it just works out even better as we work towards the end of the year. Christmas rolls in. Loads of people want Christmas stuff, Christmas skins, Christmas items. And then after that, whilst everybody has time off, kids are out of school, people aren't working as much during that Christmas period as we roll into New Year. January Force Wipe is phenomenal. Lots of people playing, lots of people craving skins, all-time high player counts, wonderful time to sell your skins. And they reach to new all-time highs as well. Lovely bit of profit. So that's it. That's a wrap. Thank you so much for watching. I hope it was, reasonably concise. I have to do a whole lot of chapters. Oh, no. But thank you very much for watching. Best of luck to you. And I hope you walk away with some sweet, delicious profit. I must have said that about 5 times. All right, bye.